2013, I quit my job at a corporation, sold everything I owned, and moved to Boston. I knew that quitting my corporate job that everyone had told me was a bad idea. I knew quitting it was a big risk to society, as they would say it's a risk. Doing anything that's abrupt and not in the norm, but I knew that I would be missing out on all of these potential great breakthroughs in technology at that time, and that was when I was introduced to Bitcoin.
Bitcoin and about Bitcoin.
When I told a lot of my friends and family after selling everything that I had and driving north to Boston, after I told them what I was doing, going to this program that was essentially teaching people technical skills, they thought I was crazy. They didn't think that it was a good move. They thought that I should climb the ladder, play things safe, and save money, sock it away, and basically go through life and be happy. But ultimately I realized that if I was missing out on really great things like finding out about Bitcoin and finding out about new technology, I wasn't gonna be happy. And ultimately, you gotta take control of that decision on your own. The number one question that I get regularly about taking risks, about really just what I did when I moved to Boston, was how are you funding this? How are you doing this? And accusing me of having rich parents or something like that. But the reality was everyone has anywhere between $700 to $1,000 worth of belongings that they can sell. So I took everything I had, I went to the closest flea market when I was living in North Carolina, and I sold a lot of, I guess you could call it, personal inventory. That got me enough that I needed to take off, go to Boston, and really just flourish as far as taking a risk and getting into startups, getting into technology, and ultimately getting into blockchain and Bitcoin. An entrepreneur is someone who effectively has figured that out. They figured out that the risk is often offset by the risk that you're going to take doing something else, doing something that you're passionate about, and weighing those up is more of a emotional kind of intellectual thing to think about, where you're taking control of your future and you want to do something that you're passionate about because the cost of not doing it is the actual risk. It was more important to focus on things that I love than things that make me money. And a lot of people have, DM me and message me all over the world, asking how they can do it. And I'm not selling any sort of course or anything. I'm merely just documenting all of the steps along the way and telling my story. Now, fast forwarding to 2018, the time of this video, it is more abrupt than ever that blockchain is changing the world. And that's what led me to help create a company called AC3. As all those people told me originally not to take that risk, now after making investments, joining startups, failing startups, successful startups, going through 2 acquisitions in the last 2 years, just moving out to San Francisco from Boston, it's really just something that risk-taking is the most important part of life, in my opinion. I'm going to be starting a web series on my YouTube channel here, where I'm going to be talking about everything, taking you guys along with me through the journey of creating a blockchain, having to do with AC3, online content creators, talking about partnerships, all of the exciting things about starting a company. But I'm taking the risks, I'm jumping, you guys get to watch, you guys get to enjoy, and ultimately you guys can send me some messages. And if we can get a good conversation going, like the hundreds and thousands of people that have been messaging me on Instagram and my other YouTube channel, I love you guys, and I really want to keep the conversation going on this new YouTube channel to document my experience with AC3, and I really hope to see you guys on the first episode, which will be coming out soon. If you guys want to come along, slap the subscribe button, and if you guys like this first video, let's see a like, and I will see you guys on the first episode.